Chained themselves together to block the entrance to Bacton Gas Terminal on the Norfolk coast this morning for nearly 6 hours.
They were members of the Earth First campaign group protesting against environmental destruction. Kate Prout reports.
Barricading Bacton. Workers are forced to walk in, local traffic turned away. Nearly 20 environmental protesters locked themselves together using steel arms, blocking both entrances into the terminal.
We've kind of been quite disruptive of the work they've done here, so hopefully they've lost a little bit of profits this morning with like stopping contractors and trucks and things like that coming in here. That's a bit of the point.
Bacton is the largest gas terminal of its kind in Britain and pumps North Sea gas to the UK and mainland Europe. Operator Shell wants to build a similar terminal in Rossport in Ireland. Campaigners say that will be detrimental to the environment and to local fishing grounds. No one from Shell was contactable today. After 6 hours of solidarity in a biting easterly wind, the chains are unlocked and the protest ends peacefully.
It's going well now. It's now come to conclusion. We've managed to negotiate the protests, as you can see, to come off the road. We're now processing them for the offences that they've actually committed of unlawful obstruction of the highway.
It's all seemed pretty good-natured from what I've seen.
Yeah, it was a peaceful protest, and obviously they'd chained themselves across the road, and our difficulty was removing them without causing any injury or harm to themselves.
7 people were arrested, and by the end of lunchtime, it was business as normal at Bacton. Kate Prout, Anglia News.
The cricketing legend Sir Ian Botham had his walking shoes on in Essex over the weekend. Beefy was in Chelmsford on stage 8 of his latest marathon walk in aid of leukaemia and lymphoma research. Sir Ian's now been fundraising for the charity for 25 years.
25 years down the line, no, I don't think anyone would have thought they'd still be doing this. But I'm pleased I am. It's been very successful. And when you get receptions like this today, it makes it all worthwhile.
A national survey has placed Norwich as the lending capital of the UK. The Millennium Library in the city is officially Britain's most popular. Over 1.5 million people visited it last year, borrowing more than 1 million books, DVDs and games. Now, it's a rare election campaign that doesn't throw up plenty of colourful moments, from John Prescott's punch to John Major's soapbox.
Couldn't forget them, could you? And who better to capture those classic moments of drama than the official election artist? Simon Roberts is the man tasked with immortalising this campaign. Emma Baker caught up with him as he visited Essex.
8:30 a.m. on the A414 in Harlow. Rush hour's in full swing, and so is the first campaigning of the day. But while this lot have their eyes on the voters, someone else has got his eye on them. The nation's official election artist. This is the man who's putting the 2010 election campaign in the frame. Simon Roberts is only the 3rd ever official election artist, and the first to do it using nothing but a traditional plate camera and his very own style of battle bus.
I've got to cover as much of the country as possible, so I want to get to some of the regional constituencies, really to produce a snapshot of the political landscape in 2010.
You're using a really old-fashioned camera. Why? Why not digital?
Well, it's not like I don't like digital, it's just that I love using that camera, and it takes a particular picture that I warm to. Now, this is probably going to be the most photographed general election in UK history. There are going to be hordes of news photographers following all the leaders, and it's not my job to rehash those photographs. You know, I got to look more obliquely at the kind of side scenes.
Of course, being an apolitical observer has its own challenges.
The hood that I use is bright red, and last week I was in the Conservative headquarters doing a picture of their call centre, and so I walked in, set up the camera and pulled out my red hood and put that over my head, and could hear this sharp intake of breath as everyone was like, he's using red.
Simon's route will cover the length and breadth of the UK. It's a hectic and ever-changing schedule.
I mean, one of the great things about having a motorhome is that you can just pull over at the side of the road. What it does mean is that you don't wash for a few days.
Nice.
But, yeah, nice.
Time waits for no man or photographer, and now Simon's hot on the heels of Harlow's sitting MP Bill Rammell. He heads into town only to find he's just missed him. Time for a few quick snaps, and then it's off again. He finally tracks down the politician and gets his shot before his next stop in North Cambridgeshire. Local Labour supporters are canvassing in March.
Where would you do now? What would you...
Simon won't just be relying on his own snaps for this project. He's also set up a website for people to upload their own election photos. These will be the only photos Simon will see before the election. Just like the politicians, he won't see how his work has developed until after May the 6th. Emma Baker, Anglia News.
Well, let's see if the weather's making pretty pictures for us in the region at the moment. Here's Amanda Houston.
A pretty good picture, and on that we'll say goodbye until tomorrow night.
Goodbye.
See you then. Bye-bye.